This video is an overview of Chapter 8. These are the features you need to know in order to use graphics in the business world. You may go over Chapter 8, but you don't have any assignments in Chapter 8. This is your only practice exercise in Chapter 8, so this is a 10-point assignment. So I created a new sheet. I'm naming the sheet graphics. First thing I want to do is do international characters. This is the same as it is in Word. So I'm going to write Canyon City in A1. Go back to A1, and in the formula bar, this is one way to edit text, backspace and get rid of the first N, so my cursor is between the A and the O. Then I'm going to insert the N with the tilde. So insert tab, symbol. You're going to use the current font and then scroll down until you find the N with the tilde. Not the uppercase N, but the lowercase n. Click insert and then click close. So the N with the tilde would be for Canyon City or for Canyon Boulevard. Type your name in C5, hit enter, and then what I'm going to do is create a transparent circle around this. I use this a lot to point things out. All of these features are going to be in the Insert tab, the Illustrations group. Mostly I'm going to use shapes. At the end I'll use SmartArt. So click on Shape. To create a circle, I go to Basic Shapes and then Oval. And then I'm just going to make a very large circle just so you can go back and change it. So by default, all your objects are going to have a fill color. So I want to get rid of the fill color, or change the fill color to no fill, and change the border color to red so it's more obvious. My oval is selected. I'm going to go to Shape Outline first. It doesn't really matter whether I do fill or outline first. I'm just going to start with outline. Shape outline, I'm going to change the weight to be a heavier weight. And then shape outline, change my color to be red. And then shape fill, choose no fill. And what this is it gives you a circle that you can put over existing text. That way it's not covering up the existing text. So I think it's a very useful feature and I use it a lot. And then I'm going to resize each object. So you point to the handles. When you get a horizontal double arrow, you can make it wider or narrower. When you get a vertical double arrow, you can make it taller or shorter. When you get to the corner, you can make it diagonally taller and wider at the same time, or shorter and narrower at the same time. Click outside any object to deselect it. Now I'm going to make a perfect square, so get Insert, Shape, under Rectangles, click on Rectangle. To make a perfect square or a perfect circle or a perfect horizontal or vertical line, what you do is you hold down Shift and then click and drag, and notice I can only make it a perfect square as long as I'm holding down Shift the whole time I'm dragging. Let go of the mouse first, then let go of the Shift key, and that will always give you a perfect circle, perfect square, or perfect horizontal or vertical line. My shape is selected. I'm going to go to Shape Outline, change my weight. I change weight first so I can actually see the color. Otherwise, if I change my color, it's hard to see what it is unless the weight is thicker. Change my weight to 4.5. Change my color to be blue, and change my fill color just to give you some options. These are all your colors. This is picture, this is gradient, this is texture. Picture will let you put in a picture from your computer or a picture from Bing. So under Bing, I'm going to type in Bronco, and then just pick any Bronco, and then Insert, and it puts that picture in whatever size box you created. Click outside it to deselect it, and I'm going to create an arrow. Insert, Shape, under Lines, I'm going to click on the second option, which is Arrow. Click and drag an arrow. Wherever you let go of your mouse, that's where your arrowhead is going to be. My arrow is selected. Notice I don't have Shape Fill because there's nothing to fill on this arrow. Click on Shape Outline. I'm going to change my weight to be 6. Shape Outline. I'm going to change my color to be purple. Shape Outline again. You can also do dashes, and it makes it a little more interesting. Click outside it to select it. To move this, all you do is you select your object, and then you can drag it clockwise or counterclockwise to move or resize your arrow. The difference between this arrow and a block arrow is you can type text inside of a block arrow. So nothing is selected. If I had something selected, it would replace what I had selected with what I did next, so make sure nothing's selected when you do this. Insert, Shape, under block arrows, I'm going to choose left arrow and click and drag. However wide I make it, that's how big my block arrow will be. I'm going to choose shape outline, weight 2 1/4, shape outline, color is blue, shape fill. This time I'm going to do texture just for the sake of showing you how to do it. Pick one. And again, the benefit of a block arrow is you can type something inside of it. So while the block arrow is selected, meaning I have my handles, whatever I type will go inside the block arrow. So I'm just going to type "this is outstanding." Then I'm going to select that text, which is very difficult to see because I've got a white text on a very light background. So I'm going to select all my text, then go to the Home tab, because this is the easiest way to change your fonts. I'm going to change my font color to orange. I'm going to click on increase font size to make it bigger until it fits inside whatever size box I have. At some point it's too big, and then you just make it smaller again. And click on center. And above this block arrow you have a rotate button. It's a circle. And then I can rotate it clockwise or counterclockwise, like that. I'm going to move this arrow over here. Before we're done, we're going to move everything around so it all fits on one page. Click outside it to unselect it. Text boxes are very useful in Excel because instead of typing something in a cell, you can put in a text box, which is kind of like a sticky note, and then you can move it around. So it's Insert, Shapes. So far everything's been Insert Shapes. Under Basic Shape, it's the first option, Text Box. And then click and drag, and then whatever you type in this box will word wrap inside this box. Again, it's like a sticky note. So I type the text, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Then if I make it wider, it wraps inside that size of box. If I make it narrower, it wraps in that size box. Notice it will cut off text. So you want to make your box wide enough to display all your text, but not so wide you have a lot of extra space, and not so small that you're cutting text off. And I format this shape the same as the others. I have my text box selected. I'm in Drawing Tools Format, Shape Outline, changing my weight, Shape Outline, I'm changing my outline color, Shape Fill, I'm changing my fill color, and make sure you resize it so you can see all the text. Click outside it to unselect it. And last but not least is an organization chart. This is under Insert, SmartArt. This was added, I think, in 2013. It contains a bunch of pre-created graphics you can add information to. So Insert, SmartArt, lists all your different types of graphics. We're going to go to Hierarchy, and the first option is Organization Chart. And it pops an organization chart wherever you happen to be, so don't worry about that because we'll move it later. Click on the first box, type in your name, and the more you type, it keeps resizing the font. So if you have a very long name, it'll resize it so it fits in that box. That is not the case in the text box. The box below and to the left of your name is the Administrative Assistant box, so type in Admin Assistant. And then below that you have your 3 managers. So if you were the CEO, this would be your admin assistant, and these would be your 3 managers. So put in Mickey, Minnie, and Pluto. Click outside of it. In case you wanted to add a subordinate to this person, what you would do is click on Pluto, and then you're in SmartArt Tools. You have a Design tab and a Format tab. Format lets you change your colors and make it prettier. Design lets you change how it's displayed. And one of your first options is Add Shape, and if you click on Add Shape, you can add shape after, before, above, or below. So if I wanted to give Pluto a subordinate, I could click Add Shape below, and then add a subordinate. Unselect it, then to move this, because it's in the way, you click somewhere on the org chart, get on the border of the org chart until you have the 4-headed arrow, and then move it so it's not covering anything up. Go to Print Preview. Right now this is on 2 pages, so I need to move the arrows over so it all fits on 1 page. Notice once you get into Print Preview, then you get the dotted line and you can see what you've got on page 1 and page 2. So I'm just going to click on some objects and move them over. Resize them if necessary. I'm going to make my font smaller so that all fits too. So make sure it all fits on 1 page. And when you go back to Print Preview, so when I open it, it should just be on 1 page. So there you have your international characters, your circle with a no fill color, a perfect square, an arrow, a block arrow, text box, org chart. There will not be assignments on this, but this will be on the test. That's it. Very easy. Thanks.